Alright, hello to everybody out there, and welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path. Hope everybody is having a great weekend, right? Yeah, it's still Sunday, so hope you guys are having a great weekend. And let's see, so where were we yesterday? What did we do? Well, we had about most of the time we talked to Justine and the Best and learned a couple new things about their main suspect, which is our client, Simon Keyes. Apparently he's an apprentice animal tamer at the Very Big Circus, who at the same day were doing a show in the courtyard. So he had access basically to the victim. So we went to the courtyard, we looked around, we met an old friend from the past, at least Phoenix's friend, Regina, I forgot her last name, but Regina from the Very Big Circus. We talked to her, we looked around, and later we found out, using our lovable missile, we found a secret path going between the cell of, what's his name, this guy, J. Elbird, who might have escaped the prison, we don't know, and the cell of Horace Knightley over at the detention center. So we think right now that this dog... Do I have a profile of the dog? I don't think so. But we think that this dog right there that you see on the orders of the assassin of Mr. Dogan, right next to him, murdered Knightley. I think there might be something problematic or something missing with that, but we'll just have to see. So let's get going. Judge Courtney, what are you doing here?
Questioning a prisoner. Did you forget that we're investigating as well? Or rather, have you forgotten my warning? If you value your badge, you should not have appeared before me again.
I'm sorry if you thought that I would abide by those words. I won't overlook something important just to heed your warning. I've come for a testimony about the truth of this case, which you have overlooked. Ah, shit, what voice did I give Dogan? I don't remember. The thing was like...
You mean to say you require my humble services?
Oi, Nona! Yeah. How you doing, Cheers? Good to see you, man. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, buddy. As I promised, I've returned to prove that you are the culprit. Doog, awesome.
Interesting. Do tell.
What? Who's
Objection! Before that, you should first listen to our reasoning. We can say with confidence that Simon Keyes is the culprit. Only Simon Keyes could have moved Mr. Knightley into the prison. And we can show proof of this act. But first, I'd like to hear you resolve, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
No, let's not fall into that again. We should hear their logic first.
If our reasoning is correct, will you submit it to us? Your prosecutor's badge.
Oh, not the reason.
You'll deprive him of his badge?
I don't think she can do that, like, wager over something like that. Like, I get if she has a justifiable reason to take it away. But just, like, betting on it, I don't think that's something... I'm not sure if she can do that.
Is that a threat, pal?
No, it's not a threat. Rather, an act of compassion. Normally, I wouldn't even have taken notice of you, since you have no right to investigate. However, if you're able to show proper resolve, I would be willing to let you be my opponent. Are you willing to risk it? Your prosecutor's badge.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Very well.
Oh shit, Edgy. I hope you know what you're doing here.
I trust my own reasoning. But moreover, at the moment, I'm currently a defense attorney's assistant first and a prosecutor second. I will not sully the good name of the Edgeworth law offices.
Ray has noticed that. Oh no, how does it go? Ray will remember that.
I intend to see my job through. I won't yield to your threats. So be it. Is this bravery or simply foolishness? On the goddess of law's behalf, I shall be the judge of that. Sebastian, allow me to... Yeah, I got it. I'm counting on you, Justine.
Oh shit. We've never been head-to-head up with her yet. Movement to the prison. Okay.
I presume you know of the incident Mr. Knightley caused the day before yesterday? He attacked a guard and stole his keys. Afterwards, Simon Keyes stopped by his cell with an animal cage from the show.
Everything is right up till now.
During this time, Mr. Knightley was able to use the stolen key to exit his cell.
Didn't they search? I think they searched the key on... Like, they searched him for the key, though. And they didn't find it, I'm pretty sure.
He then hid in the cage while it was moved to the prison workroom.
This is actually worrying, because I had a similar theory myself. So I don't know what's worse, if I'm right or if I'm wrong.
So, Mr. Keyes went to his cell after all. After hearing you talk about the security camera yesterday, we investigated it ourselves. Why don't you have a look? I have here a printout of the security camera footage.
Wait, what time is that? It's 10:14, so it's gotta be the day before the murder. And he was there with a cage. Okay.
This is the moment when Mr. Keyes visited Knightley. Exactly. As you can see, the cage creates a huge blind spot in the cell. By using this blind spot, Mr. Knightley could have entered the cage. That is our reasoning.
Actually, it's not a bad reasoning. Except I don't think we actually see him go into that blind spot. Well, we can't know, since this is only a picture.
A blind spot. That means the camera doesn't actually show him entering the cage. At this time, there's still the possibility that Knightley never left his cell.
But why would he be hiding inside an animal cage?
So he can try and escape, I'm assuming.
Mr. Knightley was planning to escape from prison. That is the only possibility.
A prison escape? That's so cool! First Mr. Albert, and now Mr. Knightley. I won't let them show me up!
Kay, this isn't the time to get excited. J. Albert's escape is no laughing matter. Simon Keyes was aiding Mr. Knightley in his escape. In other words, he was an accomplice.
Not bad, Simon.
Don't praise him. That cage was transported temporarily to the workroom. Originally, Mr. Knightley was to remain hidden until the end of the animal show. It would then be carried out along with the cage. I presume that was the plan. However, midway through the plan, he was betrayed by Simon Keyes and murdered. Judge Courtney's reasoning does appear to make sense. However, there must be a hole somewhere.
I must not overlook anything. Okay, let's get going. I'm actually having a bit of a headache. I'm going to drink some water and hope it goes away soon. Okay, so, here we go. The incident Mr. Knightley caused. Yes, yes, yes. Hold it! Judge Courtney, about this incident.
You do not know of it? That would be unbecoming of you, Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth.
Naturally, I know of it.
Overruled! In that case, this is a waste of time. I shall continue. Mr. Knightley...
Wow, what a bitch. Attacked a guard and stole his keys. Hold it! They never actually found the keys, so... Do you have proof Knightley stole the keys?
It is the only explanation as to why Mr. Knightley would have attacked the guard. We will know for certain the moment the guard regains consciousness.
Is that really true? Let's see, do we have anything about that? What's that? Ionona Detardi Yats. Okay, oh well, man. I'll do my best. Got this little bottle, my regular bottle of water next to me. Should be fine. Okay, let's see. I think we had a report. They did not find the murder weapon. Thinking about some sort of report. Something about... No, this is roll call. There we go. During the attack on the guard, the key to Knightley's cell was stolen. Current location unknown. The day before the body was found, a guard who was escorting Knightley to a cell was attacked and knocked unconscious. During the attack, the key to the cell was stolen. However, Knightley denied stealing it. A search of Knightley's cell was not carried out. Oh, was carried out, but the key was not found. Okay, so I think we can use this, maybe. Since if he stole the key, then where is it? It's not on him, and it's not in the cell, so... Should I ask Judge Courtney for more information? Always. There is one point in your reasoning that is odd. If Knightley did indeed steal the key, I'd expect he tried to escape immediately. Was it really necessary for him to wait for Mr. Keyes to help him escape?
He simply chose the method with the highest probability of success. After stealing the key, he concealed it on his personage. As he waited for the opportune moment. That is what I believe.
Well, she said that he hid it on him, so I don't know if when they say they searched the cell, they meant they also searched on him. But I think it's right now it's the leading objection, I'd say.
He concealed the key.
Judge Courtney, such an oversight is unlike you. Knightley could not have concealed the key, and I could prove it. Knightley did not hide the key, and the proof is... I'm guessing what I just found, that he didn't find it. Because I can't think of anything else that would prove it. It can't be the... No, he didn't have a bracelet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this. If they... I mean, logically, if they searched the cell, they would have searched him as well. So, let's see. Take that! Haven't the guards informed you yet? They searched Knightley after he attacked the guard, and the key was nowhere to be found. Since the key's location is unknown, your logic doesn't hold.
That is not an issue. There is an explanation. Mr. Knightley had the key. It simply wasn't found.
Well, isn't that convenient?
The reason being, he concealed it inside the chessboard.
Oh, shit, that's actually a pretty good point.
The chessboard? You mean the one that concealed the murder weapon? Come now. How do we know whether or not the murder weapon was really there?
What? Take some responsibility for your own words.
That was all Sebastian's idea, after all.
So, these two don't always agree on their reasoning.
In other words, once we put all the pieces together, Mr. Knightley concealed the key he stole from the guard inside the chessboard. When Simon Keyes arrived, Mr. Knightley used the key to slip out of his cell. He entered the animal cage and was transported to the workroom. All thanks to his accomplice, Simon Keyes. Mr. Knightley had planned to be carried outside after the show had ended. However, he was betrayed by his accomplice and murdered during the circus performance.
Objection! Mr. Keyes performed in the show. Exactly what I was thinking. He would have had no opportunity to murder him during the circus performance.
Overruled. No opportunity. Is that so? A story plays itself out on the stage. And such was the case with the animal show.
So, she examined the content of the show.
The suspect plays the role of the villain who antagonizes the elephant heroine. In the final act, the villain is defeated by the heroine's love and all ends well. At that point, the suspect, in the role of the villain, is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit.
Blown away by the elephant?
Was he hurt?
After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. The suspect was absent from the stage for about 15 minutes.
Are you saying the crime was committed during that time?
Even in such a short period of time, it would still be possible to carry out the murder.
Again, she's got good points here.
Don't you think so?
Objection! So, he committed the crime in 15 minutes and then returned to the stage. That may have been possible if the crime scene had been the prison. Judge Courtney, the actual crime took place in the detention center. Oh shit, that's right. I forgot that we found that out.
Smash! I'm afraid I cannot accept that camera footage alone as evidence.
Objection! As for evidence, I have it.
Well then, please show us your evidence. Where's the evidence that shows the scene of the crime was the detention center?
Right here, bitch. White floor. Bloodstains were wiped away inside the victim's cell. The bloodstains belonged to Knightley. Take that!
This is the floor? Oh, goddess of law, I am unable to comprehend your mysterious ways.
This is what we discovered. The area here was tested positive for Mr. Knightley's blood.
This blood test, can it really be trusted? To begin with, how were you able to conduct a scientific investigation?
Objection! I happen to have a subordinate. I can't vouch for his competence, but he's a man that I trust.
Who? That detective? This concerns me. I cannot think why one would disturb the order of law. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee's influence goes as far as the police department. Ha! Ha ha ha!
Gummy's in trouble!
Forgive me, detective. I'm afraid something bad may come of this.
I will accept the fact that the blood was found in the detention center as evidence. However...
What?
Objection! How ridiculous. This is unthinkable of you, you third-rate prosecutor. Mr. De Best, you're here? I'd completely forgotten about him. There's a giant contradiction in your statement. According to the security tape, a dog killed Knightley in a cell.
Doesn't that go against, like, your logic as well, though?
Then, after he left the cell, the blood on the floor was wiped away. Ah! Did the dog wipe away the bloodstains? As if that could happen.
That is possible. Of my Anubis. Right, boy? That was one of the tricks I taught him while I was still in the outside world. He makes sure to hide any bloodstains he makes. So as not to leave behind any evidence.
I was saved, if only by chance. Shouldn't you have taught your dog to shake or something?
Anubis also performs that trick very well. But the shake I taught him is a little different from others.
Is it like shaking after he pees?
First, he bites the victim's hand.
Stop! 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 I don't want to hear anymore.
Smash! I see. I understand. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it appears you've gathered a good hand. I'm glad you Objection!
Oh, it's him.
My argument isn't over yet. Smash! Objection overruled.
Hey now, that's a little harsh.
Sebastian, would you allow me the privilege of explaining? Sure, Justine.
Do you finally realize? The murder occurred in the detention center. Therefore, that assassin's pet dog...
Overruled. My opinion has not changed. Unless I can understand how the dog was able to enter and leave the crime scene.
Oh, we got this in the bag.
I'm afraid I cannot accept your logic, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Hold it! I've been waiting for you to say that. Now, let me show you. This evidence shows the route the dog used to go between the detention center and prison. Here we go, it's the tunnel we just found. With dog footprints inside it even. Take that!
This photo?
It shows a secret tunnel hidden in the prison.
That's impossible. That's a secret tunnel.
This tunnel was dug by the escaped prisoner, J. Elbird. It begins in his prison cell and is connected to a holding cell in the detention center. Namely, the victim's cell.
I'm shocked. How did this...
He knows. Dogen, you must have known of this, since you used this tunnel to commit murder.
Overruled. In the name of the goddess of law, I hereby reject Prosecutor Edgeworth's claim.
Hold it! What do you mean?
Overruled. Evidence is everything. That remains true here, just as in the courtroom. Isn't that right? I have evidence here. Horace Knightley's autopsy report.
Autopsy report?
Since when?
Why are you surprised?
This was delivered straight from the police a short while ago. It's not complete yet. More of a preliminary report. Here, the very word of the goddess of law is written. Cause of death, stab wound to the neck, died instantly. Murder weapon, sharp metal object. The victim was stabbed multiple times in the same spot with a sharp object.
I still wouldn't put it past the black dog. Dogen's black dog.
Although they were unable to determine the actual shape of the murder weapon, they have clear proof that it was a sharp metal object.
Doesn't he have like 5 chisels around here? Oh, hey Dolan. You speak in reverse too?
So, do you still stand by your claim? That the dog used the sharp object to kill the victim? This can't be! Smash! That is all. The court is adjourned.
Objection! But wait! The tunnel contains the dog's footprints. Who's holding it?
Hold it. Perhaps it may have been one of Anubis's walking courses. I can never tell what Anubis gets up to outside my cell.
Something feels unnatural about all this, but I have no evidence. Come on, it's right there in the cell. He's got chisels. That could have been the murder weapon. Courtney Pye, you sure pulled out a hidden gem at the very last moment. She waited for the perfect time to reveal the autopsy report. If I let her outwit me again...
Appointed Attorney Shields. Here is the autopsy report from earlier. I apologize for the delay.
No, it's all right. Thank you. Well, on report suggests the cause of death was stabbed in the neck by a sharp metal object. Victim died instantly. I gladly accept it.
Mr. Shields, I don't believe it's necessary to hold hands while exchanging documents.
This guy is such a creep.
I'd advise you to stop.
Oh?
Persist any longer, and I shall call on the strength of the goddess of law.
I'll be careful.
Justine, well done. Just as I planned. I only acted in accordance to your instructions.
I'm sure. The autopsy report came straight from the police. I can't refute it. However, if the murder weapon wasn't the dog, Dogen will be cleared of suspicion. Possibly. Or maybe just smash him with a hammer chairs.
The merciful goddess of law so decrees. If you choose to yield now, your badge will not be taken.
What will you do, sir? She says that, but...
My answer remains the same. Oh, this guy got balls. Judge Courtney, it is as I said before. I will see my job through. I will not yield to threats.
So even now, you still refuse to give up? If you want to keep your badge, this may be your last chance.
Right now, I'm a defense attorney's assistant. What I protect is not my badge, but my client. Very admirable, Edgy.
The goddess of law grows weary of your sentiment.
Who's holding it?
Hold it. Now we're talking. Miles is starting to understand that a defense attorney never gives up. Actually, those were the words of your old man.
My father?
It really is in your blood. You're the spinning image of him right now. You said it yourself. You've changed since you were trained by Von Karma. It's only now that I've actually come to believe it.
Mr. Shields,
Well then, Miles. Now's the time to put those skills to the test. Think beyond your limits. If the murder weapon was a sharp object, does that really negate your reasoning?
the murder weapon was a sharp object.
That's it!
There we go.
There were 5 chisels placed inside this special cell. Dogen is a former assassin. It's quite possible he could kill someone with just a chisel. In that case, the weapon that killed Horace Knightley was... Is that all? Well then, I suppose...
Hold it!
Evidence is everything, didn't you say? The murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, such a weapon has yet to be found.
What?
So, what are you trying to say? The only decisive evidence is the actual murder weapon itself. And that was in plain sight this whole time. The real murder weapon is... Dogen's chisel!
What did you say?
Overruled. Take responsibility for your own statements. The scene of the crime was Mr. Knightley's cell. You said so yourself. If the evidence changes, then so will my logic. That too is courtroom procedure, is it not? If the chisel was used, that means the killer was human. However, the fact remains that we cannot deny this security photo.
Yeah, what about that photo?
I give you the answer. The photo shows the moment.
What photo are we talking about again? Can't be this, right? This is just... Are they talking about the security tape, or... the moment the victim was attacked by a black silhouette? So supposedly this is when... I think they mean the video, not necessarily the picture. Because I don't see the picture they presented earlier. What are my options? The dog killed the victim, the dog leapt at the victim, someone attacked the dog. Well, really the dog or something leaping at the victim, so I think I'm going to go with that.
Dogen's dog leapt at Knightley. However, the victim did not die at that time.
Didn't die?
He was only knocked unconscious. The dog didn't move a dead body, it moved the unconscious Knightley. And the real killer was its owner.
I see. If the victim was moved, it would have been possible for Dogen to commit the murder.
And use the murder weapon!
Indeed, the killer is Saran Dogen. It can only be you.
Objection! I bet your teacher used to write on your report card.
What?
Needs to pay more attention on what others say.
I would think that describes you more.
We examined that room. Every crook and granny. Right, Justine? We examined all 4 of Mr. Dogen's chisels
4, you say?
and found no traces of blood.
Hold it! Thank you, Judge Courtney. Thanks to you, I am now certain.
Thanks.
to me? Oh, whatever do you mean?
When I came earlier, I saw 5 chisels.
That's right! There were definitely 5 there before!
So the one that disappeared was...
The smallest one, presumably for portable use. His ass. This is prison. Well, yeah, well, we don't know that it was in his ass. Could have been the dog's ass, too. But yeah. Dogen, where is that chisel?
I'm not free to leave this place. I've no need of a portable chisel.
Not free to leave? In that case, he mustn't have been free to hide the deadly chisel either. Unless he trained the dog to do it, but... Dogen, you just dug your own grave.
It seems you know something. Would you care to show it?
Dogen couldn't leave, so the place he hid the chisel is... Well, it has to be in the special... Sorry, in the special cell, right? Take that! Dogen is a prisoner, so he can't leave his cell freely. Perhaps he could have sent his dog out to dispose of it. But he would not have been able to confirm the weapon's location.
So, what does that leave?
Above all else, special metal tools are required in this cell, are allowed in this cell. Even if one chisel were to appear here, no one would suspect a thing. You'd be a fool not to take advantage of that.
I see. Of course. It's always safest if you do something yourself.
Objection. But I examined everything. I didn't find any hiding places in this cell.
Objection! I'm certain that the murder weapon is here. The reason you haven't found it is because it was cleverly hidden. Who's only gonna
Hold it. You say I hid it? Where exactly?
think? Where could he have hidden it? I have to remember everything up to this point. There must be some clue. Actually, I think I know. I think I know exactly where he hid it.
Does this mean what I think it means?
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
They ran away and then we stayed. Well, the dog. Come to think of it, the dog hasn't barked at me once today. Oh! Well, it's certainly in some hole, apparently. Previously, when I came to the special cell, it barked on Dugan's command. Nice. That's it! That's what's been out of place. There's just one place he could have hidden the murder weapon.
Giving up already. How dull, how dull.
Hold it! I will present evidence. This piece of evidence shows where you concealed the murder weapon. I'm assuming the piece of evidence is the dog itself. Black dog. Let's see. Take that! Hasn't your dog been awfully quiet today?
Now that you mention it, it hasn't barked at all. Before it was smash. Sir Rat Dogan, open the dog's mouth now.
Anubis doesn't bark needlessly. I ordered them to do that before.
In that case, order it to bark now.
Naturally, you should be able to, if you have nothing to hide.
Well,
It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth.
and... there it is, with a bell too. As you can see, A dog of this size can easily...
What? Why a chisel? The dog really had one in its mouth.
I thought he was unusually quiet. Was he unable to follow the discussion?
Sebastian, could you call the forensics department?
Sorry, the accents are starting to get confused.
Could you call the forensics department? Urgently, please. I got it.
A reaction! This chisel tests positive for blood! Well, there we go, we found the murder weapon. If they can prove that it's also Mr. Knightley's blood, that would be even better.
What?
I guess that proves my theory wasn't just nonsense. Will this chisel be the murder weapon then?
It reacted positively for blood. There is no doubt about that.
There are traces of blood. Dogan hid it inside his dog's mouth. There is a small bell attached to it.
Mr. Sarant Dogan, now that the murder weapon has been found, I must ask you for your testimony.
We know how your dog got to the destination, got to the detention center, and we found the murder weapon. Do you still think you can talk your way out of this?
Interesting.
This guy! Even at a time like this, he's still smiling.
Well, Anubis, it seems everyone has become suspicious of you. It's quite troubling, but since it has come to this, we have no choice but to tell the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've long since grown weary of killing.
What's this? His face looks completely composed.
It seems we'll need to listen to Mr. Dogan's explanation. Please promptly give your testimony.
Certainly.
Here we go.
First of all, I would like you to explain my motive. I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no connection.
We know that to be a lie.
So, I wouldn't think some motive for murder would just appear out of nowhere. Or are you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? He only bares his fangs at others on my command.
Actually, I know exactly how you two knew each other.
I do not hunger for blood so much as to kill a man I do not even know.
You're an assassin. That's exactly what you do.
Coming from an assassin, it sure is persuasive.
An assassin who only kills acquaintances? I doubt that would be profitable. Exactly.
I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal.
Is there evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Dogan? Well, yes. I should thoroughly review the evidence once more. Okay. I know exactly what to present. I'm just not sure exactly where to present it. So let's press until we get something certain. Hold it! You cannot kill without a motive. Hardly what I'd expect an assassin to say.
I don't spill blood needlessly. It may be required for my job, but not in my personal affairs. They're a little different, isn't that right, Anubis?
Hold it!
You didn't know, Knightley. It's not like you to say something like that.
You overestimate me considerably. Did you have such a hard time arresting me in the past?
We've already looked into it. You're the prison's supplier. Naturally, you would have known about the other prisoners.
Hold it. Hearing one thing and knowing 10 is just an ideal. It's true, I do hear things. However, that doesn't mean that I know everything. I've never heard of anyone named Knightley.
That's a lie. Just appear out of nowhere. Hold it!
You're an assassin. You do not require a motive to kill.
Hey, Anubis, what do you think of this man?
Howdy ho, Dunkerino. How you doing, my man? How's it going? Hope you're enjoying your Sunday.
Is he an idiot, a fool, or possibly even a genius?
Objection! You can drop the act. Answer the question.
Nice. Going pretty well then, man.
But first, consider this. Who am I? Before your eyes, you see the man you arrested yourself. The assassin, Saran Dogan. For those I have needlessly killed, I chant a prayer.
Are you considering my Anubis? Well, first of all, maybe. Hold it!
The dog probably did not have a motive. However, it has been trained to kill.
Anubis, how could this man say such a thing? You poor thing. There.
The dog isn't you. He could have mistaken his target.
Hold it. In that case, wouldn't police dogs be equally untrustworthy? If you still mean to suspect Anubis, then you'll have to show me this evidence you're so fond of.
No. I don't have that kind of evidence.
There's things that other my command. Let's press this too. Hold it!
Then perhaps you ordered him to kill Knightley.
Aren't we impatient? Haven't you forgotten the first thing I said? I don't know anyone called Knightley. Although you still insist I do, I'm afraid there's no evidence. Don't you think so too, Anubis? Good boy. That's a good boy.
Did the dog kill him, or did Dogan? If Dogan did not have the motive to kill, then he could not have murdered Knightley. First, I should show proof of some connection between Dogan and Knightley.
Okay, so I'm still not sure where to put it. I think there are two possible places. Either here, we share no connection, or I wouldn't think. I think it's this one though. So let's try to present this. I think we have the correspondence. Oh, there we go. Knightley's memo. Objection!
You've lost your touch, Sir Ron Dogan. If you had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this too. This is a record of a correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record, and the chessboard in your cell, both clearly depict the same game.
What?
I've heard that the number of possible chess positions is around 10 to the power of 120.
I think that's how you pronounce this.
10 times 10, 120 times. 100, 1000. Is that even real number?
Indeed.
There's absolutely no way these two could have coincided by chance. Oh, well, the chance is 1 in 10 to the power of 120. Tell us your reason for killing Knightley. Unless you intend to explain this as a coincidence.
Well, don't they say that the truth is stranger than fiction? It is as you said. This is merely a coincidence.
Dogen? Oh, Wada, oh my god, you cracked it. I don't believe you cracked that code. You're a fucking genius, dude. Wow. I can't believe you did. Wow, you're a fucking genius. How did you? Oh, but you played this game already, so that's probably. I hope that wasn't a spoiler, Wada. I hope that wasn't a spoiler, because this just blew my mind, and I hope this won't ruin the rest of the game for me now that I know this connection.
But there's no way that could have happened.
My correspondence chess opponent was the victim in this incident. What a horrible coincidence. Aren't you shocked too, Anubis?
At least memo update. What was the connection between these two?
Anubis, my boy. The animal show, or something. That was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my cell. He had already been stabbed in the neck with a murder weapon.
Okay, that still doesn't mean that the dog didn't do it, though.
I did not wish to be suspected, so I had Anubis carry the body to the workroom. After that, he pulled out the murder weapon and returned to me.
And the murder weapon just happened to be a chisel that you own. So you're saying the one who pulled the weapon out was Anubis?
That's right. If I pulled out the murder weapon here, the blood would have been a problem.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't this what that side guy said?
A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim. What did you say? It was truly a hellish scene. That dog killed him. I see. So that means saw it witness the moment the murder weapon was pulled out.
Oh, yes. That prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it. It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that. Right, boy? Now, I believe that explains my actions. I did not kill him. All I did was remove the murder weapon. Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
Objection.
Objection. Whoa there. Just a moment. Mr. Dogen. Mr. Shields. Isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why would you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place? That's right. I understand why he'd move the body to draw suspicion away from him. But he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon.
I thought I'm just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Dogen?
It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck.
Oh, another nice coincidence, huh? Quite convenient.
They share a distinctive shape, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a bell shape. The assassin Sir Ron Dogen's trademark.
An assassin's trademark?
The blind assassin, Sir Ron Dogen. He always appears at the sound of a bell. The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said to be the last thing his targets hear. It's gonna say the same thing, like it's a bell. Yeah, exactly.
You remembered well. It has been a while since you last saw my bells, after all.
When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with a bell attached to it.
Yes, my bells. There were only 2 in the world.
Only 2? Well, I see one on the dog and one on the chisel, so...
They're custom made, attached to my knife and Anubis's collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession.
Oh. Well, this is interesting. This opens up a whole new way of looking at things. Okay, see you soon, Wada. Dogen's bell jotted down Morgan. Attached to the knife and Anubis, custom made, only to exist. The knife has been confiscated. So we need to see the knife then. If the knife really is missing a bell, then it is possible that someone, possibly even one of the prison staff, wanted to kill Knightley and blame it on Dogen. I gotta say what's her name? The warden is rising to the top of my suspect list.
When Anubis brought the body here, I heard a familiar sound. I thought my knife must have been embedded in the body. So imagine my confusion when I found out that it was merely a chisel with my bell attached.
Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel.
Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm the only one in this prison who uses chisels. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected. So, I removed the murder weapon and hid it.
Hold it! So, you're claiming that you only moved the body?
Hold it. Then I tell you, that chisel isn't mine. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints.
Smash!
Sorry, I was confused.
Smash! Sebastian? Me? But how do I check for forensics? Yes, ma'am! Reaction! We have fingerprints. They're Knightley's, Justine.
What about Dogen's?
Nope. Just Knightley's. And there's no evidence of prints being wiped either.
Well, that's interesting. Knightley's fingerprints on the murder weapon, and no one else's. But it's still possible that the dog killed him. Or, I don't know. Could they have... If the killer was really, really smart, he did, knock him unconscious first of all. And then he, used Knightley's hand to grab onto the knife and stab himself in the neck. That would be, really smart, I think. Because it would yield the exact same results as we have now. But how do I prove that? Only Knightley's fingerprints. It can't be.
Should we re-examine it?
Oh, hey, Palma. What's up, man?
See now. I never even touched that chisel. Because I ordered Anubis to carry it in his mouth. In other words, The fingerprints belong to the chisel's original owner.
The murder weapon's owner was the victim? This is perplexing. Went to a dog fair? Oh! That sounds like fun. I've never been to a dog fair. How was it? How many did you get to pet? That's like the main reason to go to a dog show, I'd imagine.
At any rate, I did not touch the murder weapon. In other words, the killer could not have been me. Is that right?
Gah! I have nothing to refute that. How could this... Is he really not the killer? Could Dugan's testimony actually be true? This can't be. Been insane. Oh man, I have some kind of affinity with dogs. They always get close to me. Oh my god, that is the best superpower, dude. There was a lot of sellers of dog-related stuff. Do you have a dog yourself? I remember Bats has one. An agility competition. I remember Bats has a dog, but do you have one too? Like, were you going there to buy... Did you buy anything for your dog? Your hypothetical dog?
It seems this is sufficient enough not to warrant any further explanation. As it stands, you have not changed the state of this case.
The GF has one. Well, yeah, you two live together, right? So you probably take care of it too. Sometimes, at least. I imagine she didn't take the dog to the competition, though.
I believe this is more than enough reason for us to relieve you of your badge. To save any needless fuss, I'd suggest you hand over your badge now.
This is bad, sir. They sound serious. But your logic didn't hold either, so that's not fair. With those prints as decisive evidence, I have to rethink my logic from step one.
But there are still many unexplained things. Why would Mr. Knightley be carrying a chisel?
It could be used for many things. Perhaps even prison escapes.
Well then, how did he carry it into the prison?
I do think there's some sort of, I don't know, escape plan involved in here that didn't go as planned. But there's gotta be. I mean, the prison is currently missing a set of keys and a uniform, a guard's uniform. This can't be, like, unrelated to an escape attempt. So, I don't know, it could be to do something with J. Elbert, it could be a bunch of things, really.
I mean, the prisoners aren't even allowed cutlery. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, yeah, well, the time's changed a bit since daylight savings ended yesterday. So, I think I'm like 1 hour... I'm like 1 hour behind, but you guys are not. So I think that I'm like 1 hour ahead than usual than you guys. So, yeah, I think... Yeah, exactly. So the times change temporarily. Like between, I think usually it's... I don't know, actually. It depends on what coast you are. On November 5. So, well, we got 6 days then. When I stream a bit later than usual, which I think should be also a bit more convenient for you guys. Like, I would go even later if I could usually, but I end at 11 p.m. my time, and that's as late as I'm willing to go while still needing to, you know, do some post-stream stuff, organize shit, and then go to bed for work. Most US people. Okay, that's good to know. It's really weird how different countries do it in different days. You'd think that it would be like global, but oh well.
Mr. Edgeworth! Even if your reasoning is off at first, you shouldn't let that confuse you. The most important thing is to arrive at the truth. Isn't that right?
In the use itself, wow, that must cause a lot of troubles. That must be a nightmare if you're like going east. If you, I don't know, working. If you have, I don't know, you're working in a company that has offices in the east and west coast or something. That's probably a fucking nightmare. If you want to schedule appointments or something.
It doesn't matter how you get there. The end result is to save Simon. We can do everything we can for his sake. We have to do everything we can for his sake.
Let me look at that. Oh, those are different time zones, right? Well, why is it in French? That's really weird. Yeah, no, I know there are different time zones. I just wouldn't think that daylight savings would be at different dates.
Well said, Kay.
Nice one, Kay. I really want to scout you for the law firm now. Remember when Uncle Ray said, a defense attorney never gives up? Miles, do you understand the true meaning behind those words?
You'll notice Arizona and Indiana are different colors than what they should be. Well, I really don't know what they should be, but because Arizona doesn't observe daylight savings, and parts of Indiana were like, fuck that. Wait, you mean they don't do daylight savings at all? Arizona and Indiana? Should be done away with? I don't know. Like, I don't mind the idea itself. It doesn't really matter, I think, either way, but if anything, it should be like a global thing. Like, why isn't the UN getting on that right fucking now? They just don't do it at all. Wow, I thought the whole world does daylight savings. So wait, so even in like neighboring states, if you're like a neighboring state to, I don't know US geography that well, but if you're a neighboring state to Indiana or Arizona, and it's daylight savings, so you just have to like always, even if you're like right next to them, it's always a different time zone? That's really fucked up. That is really, really weird, but somehow, when I think about it, it's so like classic US. Also, Hawaii doesn't observe it, and Alaska is looking to get rid. That is so weird. It's also kind of weird that it's a state thing and not a federal thing. Though again, it's not a huge deal. It just seems like really uncomfortable for everyone else, I think. Like, think of someone other than yourselves. Even though I get, if eventually they will get rid of daylight savings, like, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just don't think it matters that much. Daylight savings time explained. Well, I'll watch that later, Palma. But yeah, to be honest, I don't really know like everything behind it. I think it's just that things would be a bit more convenient since days get shorter. Though really, it doesn't matter that much. Like you can just, it doesn't matter if, especially nowadays, like I assume it was a bigger issue before electricity. But since, but now that we have, well, now, in the past 150 or so years, maybe even more? When did electricity start? I'm not sure. 1800s, I think. Anyhow, it gets more convoluted, can be observed on a country or even city basis. So sometimes your state observes it, but your county doesn't. Oh, county. But a city and your county. That happens. Oh my god. Again, that's just so fucking illogical. That's just classic US, I gotta say. It's like, oh, the US and those and their antics. They just have to be special. Oh well. So yeah, I guess it probably started back before electricity. And now it doesn't really matter as much, since the sun doesn't really dictate when we can go outside and work and shit. So yeah. Maybe eventually they'll get rid of it around the world. I don't really mind that much. It's more about, like, I don't know, the consistency of it. Like I said, that just won't be uncomfortable for anyone else. Or maybe it's a plot for all those time zone converter websites to keep using them. I always use them, like no matter what. If I'm setting up a call or something, another part of the world, I always use them, because you never know what kind of fucked up thing might be there. Anyhow, that's enough about that, I think.
The true meaning of those words.
Defense attorneys carry the fate of their client on their shoulders. You are the only person your client can rely on. Just like with Mr. Keys, you're the only ones who can save him now. We are linked by fate to our clients. That is why we must never give up. There's no way Uncle Ray can go against the teachings of Gregory. So, what will you do now?
Hey, Thelmau, how you doing, buddy? Happy Sunday, man. Hope you're enjoying it. What's that? Let's change our hours of operation versus let's define our own timekeeping system that's different from everyone. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much that, Duncan.
Currently, I am a defense attorney's assistant. No, an assistant at my father's firm. I have made a commitment to this case. Therefore, if I don't save my client, I cannot say I've achieved it. I will abide by this. To save Simon Keys. No matter how many times my logic fails, I will always find another possibility.
Okay, you're finally back. Well then, let's search for that other possibility. To start with, do you think there was a way Mr. Knightley could have brought the chisel into the prison?
Was probably brought in the chess board. That's what I think. And he probably brought it in to use it to break out of prison, really. And then some of the things started to come together. Maybe he did attack the prison guard and did grab the keys and did hide them in the chessboard as well, along with the chisel. Or the chisel might have been hidden somewhere else at that time, I'm not sure. It's definitely possible that that was part of his escape plan. Again, I get the feeling that it's like a thing with Knightley, that he has plans that he thinks are perfect but then fail. And this could definitely have been the case.
The method Knightley used to bring the chisel into the prison was...
It had to be the chessboard.
Take that! Normally, metal objects can't be brought into the detention center or the prison.
Might just be caught by the security gate.
However, there is one way to avoid this. And that is, if they're sent in a package to the detention center.
That gate is only used on people. In other words, packages sent to the detention center undergo a simpler check.
So they don't use a metal detector for that.
This never should have happened. It seems the guards were too careless.
Actually, you know what? I'm starting to think about something. Maybe J. Elbird heard somehow of the plan of the escape now, but then he wouldn't have enough time to like dig the tunnel, unless he dug the tunnel like a day. I was thinking maybe he heard about like the plan, Knightley's plan to escape, and decide to kill him and use his resources to escape by himself. But I don't know, it still doesn't completely... I still don't have all the pieces for this.
Knowing this, Knightley asked Simon to send him a package. Namely, a chessboard containing the chisel.
Well, this has solved one of our problems. The fact that the chisel was not Mr. Dogan's, but Mr. Knightley's.
Okay. Knightley hid a chisel inside in order to get it past security.
Given this, one major issue remains. The security camera shows a dog attacking the victim. As long as that exists, I will maintain that Dogan is the killer.
But Dogan never touched the murder weapon. I'm stumped.
It could have still been the dog, technically. Even though I'm still not positive that what we see in the tape is the dog lunging at him.
also desire a conclusion to this matter.
Mr. Edgeworth, we could use one of my secret weapons, sir. Secret weapon number 4, the video analyzing machine, Mr. Analysis.
What's with that ridiculous name?
I named it myself, sir. This'll let us analyze video footage in detail.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so earlier?
Go ahead. You'll see soon I'm not lying.
I don't know what will come of this, but all we can do now is investigate.
Mr. Edgeworth, do you know how to use Mr. Analysis?
Video analysis machine. Should I hear how to use it? Yeah, sure, why not? Detective Gumshoe, could you show me how to use it? By the way, did you remember the moment in Ace Attorney Investigations 1 when Gumshoe asked? No, I don't remember that. Any specific part about that I should be aware of right now? I mean, I'm sure it happened, but I don't remember exactly the moment when it happened.
Of course, sir.
Oh, where's Palma? This is exactly like the Blade Runner point and click you streamed. Exactly the same thing.
Fundamentally, it's the same as investigating a crime scene. You just examine anything that piques your curiosity.
The first case, which was basically a tutorial. Yeah, usually the first case is like a tutorial. Okay. Does it have any connection to like what's going on right now? Some reference that I should be aware of? To examine, I just press the X button.
Now, I'd like you to look at the buttons below the monitor.
Also, I really like how they added more mechanics into this game. Not just the chess, but now this too. I hope we get to use it again.
The left and right buttons will rewind and fast forward, respectively.
Oh yeah, I remember that he asked it. I just didn't remember the context around it. I thought there was a special context. But yeah, I remember thinking how retarded that was. Also, hello, Paper Question. Great to see you too. Oh, the fact that... Well, yeah, Gumshoe isn't like the sharpest pencil. We know that. I get it now. What's that, Gar? Trans Boy? And Blue Speed Mouse? Amazing. What's Trans Boy, though? What is that supposed to be? I can't even tell. It looks like some sort of Power Ranger or Sentai character. Also, how you doing, Gar? Good to see you, man. Maybe a Transformer? Juice Demon, yeah, I've seen that. Not the sharpest pistol, but has one on his ear. Yeah, well, maybe that makes up for it.
And the center button lets you pause the video. Let's make good use of it to advance our investigation, sir.
To rewind and fast forward, I use the Y and A buttons, or just the stylus. And to pause, I use the B button.
While paused, you can go to the previous frame or the next frame. You just use the same left and right buttons as before, sir. Next, I'll explain how to zoom in. Just point the cursor to the area you want to zoom in on and press the button on the upper left of Mr. Analysis. The one that says Zoom Plus.
It seems I can also use the L button to zoom in.
And after you've zoomed in, you can examine it just like you would the original image.
Okay, so I guess I didn't really have to listen to this. Could have figured it out by myself, I think.
Use the previous frame and the next frame buttons to examine frame by frame. But you can't actually play back the video in this mode, so keep that in mind.
Well, what should I do if I want to zoom out? Oh my god, guess, Edgeworth. Though I did ask for an explanation, so...
Just press the top left button on Mr. Analysis again, sir.
Now, it should say Zoo minus. And that concludes the explanation, sir. Well then, let's turn on Mr. Analysis. Use Mr. Analysis to examine any suspicious part of the video, sir.
What's that, Cyberman? Amazing. This is the video from the detention center's camera. This is just like Rise from the Ashes? What's that? Is that another video game, or... I was about to say, maybe it's another case, but it didn't have Turnabout in the name, so it couldn't be. Oh, or Padre. Amazing, I missed that part. I believe this was the moment when Notley was being attacked by the dog. The fifth case? Really? There wasn't a Turnabout in the name? That's surprising. I thought all the cases had Turnabout in them. If that wasn't the case, then what does it show? Is the person in this video really Notley? What is the true form of the black silhouette attacking this person? Oh, well, if this guy isn't Notley, that's even more interesting. I should check the video and try to find the answers to these two questions. It was an exception. Are there any more exceptions like this in the series? Because I don't remember seeing, in this game so far at least, there isn't both cases had Turnabout in them, I'm pretty sure.
There could be unexpected things in unexpected places. So be sure to check every nook and cranny of the video, sir.
Okay. Which part of the video is strange? Okay. Okay. Well, this is way too fucking blurry to actually... Oh, wait! It has ears. It looks like either a dog or a cat. It's some sort of animal for sure. This is... I fear we have made a grave miscalculation. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a big black dog. It seems like a small cat or something. This animal, this silhouette, no matter how you look at it, it is not a dog. It's the only exception. It was since it was an exclusive DS case, they added after the trilogy finished release. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Maybe it didn't... No, I think I probably did play that, if it was for the DS. Oh well. Okay, so... This animal is... Well, out of these three, it definitely looks the most like a cat. The silhouette is definitely a cat. Oh man, I really hope it's not Regina that's involved with this, since she can, like, control any animal at her whim, apparently. And the WiiWare version was DLC. Oh, okay.
A cat?
No matter how hard I try, Uncle Ray can't see a cat.
Really?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, please be more serious with your answers.
What? How is that not a cat?
I was being serious.
I should have another look at the animal seen in the video. What? I have no idea. It can't be a bear or a pig, can it? Honestly, if it's not, it doesn't look large enough to be a bear, unless it's a tiny bear, but could it actually be a fucking pig? Wait, no. It can be a bear. It could be a polar bear. That's the animal that J. Elbert had. That's his animal partner. And it's like a tiny, it's a polar bear cub, so it could definitely be that, especially with a tunnel. Okay, this is starting to come together. I was thinking like a big brown adult bear, but it could be the... From the silhouette, I'd say the animal is not a dog, but a bear. Yeah, because of the ears. And the size, it's really small. So when you see bear, you don't think like polar bear cub, you're thinking like full-grown male bear. Well, I don't know why I said male, but full-grown adult bear.
So then, in that photo I took...
Those footprints must have belonged to this bear, yes. Okay. They were really quick to accept bear, I just want to say. Like, even I took some convincing. If Edgy would have just said bear, I would have still asked them. Oh, there we go. I talked too soon.
Did you say a bear?
Oh, there we go.
Yes, that man is the first to come to mind. Now that we know this Black Shadow isn't a dog, but a bear, there's a good possibility that the man behind being attacked is not Knightley.
Whatever can show that this man isn't Knightley should be somewhere in the video, wouldn't it, sir?
Since his face is not visible, it would be difficult to get direct confirmation. However, perhaps there is something indirectly reflected.
Something reflected? Hey, isn't there a mirror in the cell, sir?
Indeed, that could be worth examining. Which part of the video is strange?
Okay. Let's try and see when we can see something. Wait, can I move forwards and backwards while zoomed in? Yes. That's it? That's all we can see? Oh, that's really quick. Does he appear in the mirror again later? Oh, hold on. Whoops. It looks like a hat. Damn it, I can't tell what's going on here. It looks like a hat. I'm not sure. I'll try examining it, but I'm not sure if this is it. Yeah, exactly, Palma. I was saying earlier that it's exactly like the Blade Runner point and click.
A reflection of this person can be seen in the mirror. Is that a cap on his head?
Yeah, exactly. Who do we know that has a cap? Patricia Rowland. Animal lover who values family contact. Okay, this is very interesting. What was she doing in there at the time?
Actually, it looks kind of like the caps the prison guards wear, sir. You don't think it was a guard who was attacked?
Have you received a report of any guard being attacked by an animal?
No, not that I've heard, sir.
It was someone else wearing a guard's uniform.
I see. Oh, that's also possible. True, since we know a uniform was stolen. I'm assuming including the hat. Yep, there it is. Okay. Maybe this is Knightley. It was gonna try to escape as a guard, and then the polar bear jumped him. Give me a hard copy of that.
I have evidence that shows what this cap is.
Is it? Oh. It has to be part of the stolen uniform. Take that! Wait, what's the... A lad in a costume? That's cute. Kind of like the David Bowie album. Did they say Davy Bowie? I mean David Bowie, of course.
There was no report of a guard being attacked by an animal. However, we did hear that a guard's uniform was stolen. Putting two and two together, I'd say this was a disguise. For the purpose of a prison escape.
Disguised as a guard. That sounds like it could have been successful, sir.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking right now. Knightley was about to run. It was like the animal show was taking place. All the guards were out there. Knightley somehow had a key and a prison guard uniform, and he was about to walk out of his cell when J. Elbird sent the sent his polar bear to attack the guy. Don't think about who the person was, think about why the bear jumped at the guard. Well, yeah, I'm saying, I'm thinking that maybe J. Elbert sent his bear to attack the guard. And that's it. And then he, I don't know, knocked him unconscious or maybe even killed him somehow. And then stole the uniform and keys, though he would have escaped right away, so that doesn't work. I'm thinking though maybe also J. Elbert, I don't know how yet, but maybe J. Elbert somehow was dressed up as the prison uniform trying to escape himself at the time when his bear jumped at him and didn't actually attack him but was like missing him or didn't want him to go or something. That's just another theory, but we'll see.
Disguised as a guard? That sounds like it could have been successful, sir.
Yeah, as if like not all the guards know exactly who's working.
Huh? Speaking of prison escapes...
Indeed, that person certainly was successful. The cute little bear cub ravaged nightly. Well, either that, I don't know, it's like he's partnered with a convicted felon who is known to be violent. So I don't know, it's possible that he trained him kind of like Dogen trained his dog. But again, it could also be that he was trying to run away and the bear cub just like ran at him and tried to like leave with him or just like stayed onto him like he does right in this sprite. It could be that too, I think. We were all under the impression that the person in this video was Knightley.
But it's his cell after all. Why would it be anyone else?
That line of logic no longer holds. Remember the tunnel under the bed? It's possible whoever used this tunnel is the one in this video.
It seems that it is time to answer that question. Just who is the person in this video?
The person in this video is, well, I'm just gonna say it. It's J. Elbert. Take that! The person wearing the guard's uniform is the escaped prisoner, J. Elbert. The probability is extremely high. His pet is a polar bear cub. Is Corny a turbo slut? No, she seems like the exact opposite. She's a turbo cunt, if anything. She seems like the exact opposite of a slut. Like a really stuck up, tight bitch who really, really needs to get laid.
But the bear here is black.
We have evidence that can explain this matter. Does it like a weasel? How do weasels do it? The reason the polar bear became black is... actually, I'm not positive. I think it might have been the dirt. Yeah, Lamau, it is. It's for Jailbird. Most of the names here are, like, the translating team did a pretty good job. How did the polar bear become black? How did he become black? Let's see. Could have been through the tunnel. He could have gone dirty in the tunnel. I suppose that's possible. I don't see anything else that suggests that anyhow. Oh, wait. It could also be mud packs, but I don't have the mud packs. Lamau. Also token. Listen to NWA. Shit, okay. So it's either the mud packs, but I'm not sure I got the right piece of evidence, or the tunnel itself, so I'm gonna try the tunnel first. Take that!
That is what turned the polar bear black?
No, it's probably the mud.
Uncle Ray can't understand why that would turn him black either.
Would you care to provide an explanation? I can understand it even without his explanation.
Please refrain from making such meaningless statements.
God damn it. It wasn't this.
Mr. Albert's polar bear. I'm sure it was under the care of Mr. Sod.
There we go, yeah. So now the game has to spell it out for me. I knew it was, if it wasn't the tunnel, it had to be the mud packs. Yes, the answer must lie in something that happened at that time. Judge Courtney, will you allow me to present evidence once more?
In the name of the goddess of law, I will allow it. Please present your evidence.
The reason the polar bear became black is the rubber glove covered in mud from Science mud packs. Take that! Think back to Frank Science's testimony.
That's the rubber glove I dropped.
Where did the mud on this glove come from?
Ah, that's the mud from my mud packs.
What do I need to get, Wada? Could you tell me when this took place on the day of the incident? This better not be another spoiler, Wada.
Since the animal show had started, I'd say it was around 9 a.m. The mud packs turned the animals' bodies pitch black, and my heart was pure white. I was totally engrossed with covering the animals in mud.
During the animal show, Mr. Sawit was applying mud packs to the animals.
So then, among those animals,
What did Frank see? He saw he's the one who actually saw the body first, and he saw the black dog hunched over it. But now we know that the black dog was probably just taking out the murder weapon, like Dogen said. But he is the one that found the body first. Was this polar bear? Yes.
overruled. Prosecutor Edgeworth, there is a huge contradiction in your argument. The security camera footage...
Objection! Judge Courtney, you are quite right. Saw it use the mud packs during the animal show. Knowing this, a new contradiction in the video comes to light.
A new contradiction?
Kay, do you know when this footage was taken?
It was after the mud packs were used. That would put it around 9 a.m.
But no, it was taken around 6 a.m. actually. In that case, you should notice something strange about this video.
Huh? What's strange about it?
The time. And before we're watching it upside down or something. Somehow. The strange contradiction is exactly this. Take that! The time Sight covered the polar bear in mud was around 9 a.m. Which means this video should also have been taken at 9 a.m. However, the timestamp reads 6 a.m. On that day, the prisoners went to the courtyard to watch the animal show. At this time, only 3 people remained behind. Dogen in the special cell, Sawit in the workroom applying his mud packs, and the one who put his escape plan in motion at that moment, J. Albert. Albert left the polar bear in Sawit's care and entered the secret tunnel. Aw, look at him. However, the bear escaped from Sawit and followed after its owner. And just as he was chasing after the escaped bear, Sawit happened to witness the dog pulling the murder weapon out of the body. If Sawit's testimony is correct, this video must have been taken at around 9 a.m. However, The timestamp is off by 3 hours. Does that mean the real timestamp is wrong, and then that other... maybe like that other... I don't know, something else from the video might also have changed time. That also might have some kind of consequence.
Why would the timestamp be off like that?
Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to examine the security camera.
Yes, sir. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I asked all the guards and... It seems the camera's power was cut off for a moment, throwing off the timestamp.
A moment? It's off by 3 hours. What?
The camera is an old model, so if it loses power, the clock stops as well.
So that means there were 3 hours where there was no camera on the cell where a man was murdered, and there might have been an escape attempt. In that case, this means the camera's power was cut for 3 hours. That's really important information. How did the guards not say something about that earlier?
While I'm at it, I've got some more information for you, sir. You heard that Knightley denied stealing the key, right? It seems nobody would believe the words of a criminal, but... Knightley testified, I was knocked out too.
Okay. Very interesting. That may not necessarily be a lie. My, there you all are. Making progress in your investigation. Can I be of any help? Actually, Warden Roland, there is something we must report to you. The escaped prisoner, J. Elbert, is most likely still inside the prison. He has disguised himself, here, as the proof. The person visible in the security video is Elbert. So, perhaps, he's still in this very building. The guards just turning around.
Come to think of it, didn't Mr. Albert have a bracelet like the other prisoners?
The bracelet would have been concealed under the uniform sleeves. Moreover, the prison's main gate does not have a sensor to detect bracelets. Well, that's kind of an oversight. All we'd have to do is avoid any doors with sensors inside the prison. That's right. So, if he didn't enter the cells or the workrooms, could one of you guys be J. Albert? What?
Ah! Rocky!
That's right, that's his name, Rocky. Well, there we go. Aha!
Stop it! What are you doing?
It would seem that Rocky has answered that question for us. What a great time to come by, Rocky. Yeah, I thought it was really funny how they reused the crowd sound.
No! Rocky, this is all your fault.
The little guy loves you so much. It's enviable. Right then, seize him at once. Wait, there's something we must hear from this prisoner. It's necessary if we are to find the truth. I'd like permission to interrogate him. Understood.
What do you want out of me?
Albert's escape route is linked to Knightley's cell, so it's highly likely he knows something about the crime. I'd like to ask you about the day the body was found. Well, here we go. When the body was found.
So it was for you guys. So it was you guys. You were the ones who found my secret tunnel. It took me was found was the day I had planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then, Rocky followed after me. But it was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell. Damn! If only you guys hadn't showed up. If only Knightley hadn't died. If it wasn't for you mangy kids and that dog of your...
Fuck, how does the... Forgot the line from Scooby-Doo. Fuck, I was gonna do that. Meddling kids! Fuck, I blacked out on it. It was meddling kids. You say you dug the tunnel. What did you use to dig it? Yeah, just too late.
Oh, that. Just hammers and spoons. Stuff like that.
Chisels, maybe?
Bought them from the supplier, but it was all for nothing. No need to lose.
Sorry, I'm sorry their voices are both, are similar, but they're both bad guys, so...
No need to lose your temper. There's always next time.
On the day of the incident, it's possible that Elbert met Knightley while he was alive. I have to listen to his testimony carefully.
Okay, as usual, let's start by pressing everything. Hold it! You!
Shut up! What's with that? Hold it, punk!
You say you dug...
What's it to you? You know how long it took me to dig that? I had to make the supplier for those tools. Day after day, I slaved away. Give me back my hard work. Give it back, you son of a...
I can't get a word in edgewise.
You can't just go around discovering people's holes.
Took me ages to dig that. Hold it! Edgeworth isn't British? I know, but the first time I saw him when I played, like, the first Phoenix Wright game, he just seemed British. And also his, I don't know, his voice acting, like the little bits and pieces, they sound a bit British, don't they? Or maybe it's just because I'm so used to it, but you know, the ruffles, his whole stuck-up demeanor, it felt so British. So that's just what I rolled with, and I don't know, I feel pretty natural with it, but even Edgy's voice is subject to change if you guys want me to try something else. It's Mid-Atlantic, really. Oh, I'm not sure I know how to, Hold on a second, sorry. So I'm not sure I know how to do a Mid-Atlantic studied in Europe for his early become Prosecutor at 18 Dream. Oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, he does seem very posh, so I went with a British accent, but if you guys have a better idea, I can give it a try. Become Prosecutor at 20. Well, it doesn't mean that he realized his dream.
So, you dug that hole alone?
You're damn right I did.
Could a tunnel like that really be dug by one person?
Wow, such a wasted effort.
A kid like you wouldn't understand. Never rely on others. Never let others see you. Those are the rules we live by in here.
They completely fucked his voice, so he sounds like a super generic British guy. Really? Is there full-on... What's the... I wanted to play that game too, actually, but I never played Professor Layton games. There is another guy over at Save State Heroes who streamed some Professor Layton games, so I was thinking maybe I'd like co-stream with him, but he's been around. Hasn't been around for a while. I'm talking about Dr. Fox. But really, is there like more voice acting there than in regular Phoenix Wright games? Like, does he have actual cutscenes or something?
Well, as is a great thief. I kinda see where you're coming from.
Kay, don't agree with him.
No, I was just joking.
Well, I wasn't. Damn, why did it come to this?
But the body was found. Was there a plan to escape? It was in disguise.
Hold it! Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier too?
Last man voice actor? Oh. Oh, it's not like full on. Oh, okay, so it's not like there's whole cutscenes of him talking or something. It's just like little voice clips, like in here, basically, with like objection, hold it, take that, stuff like that.
That's right. Seems he got it by threatening a guard.
Oh, so it wasn't stolen.
That guy went and stole it from someone's locker.
Oh, it was stolen.
So, when you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard?
No. To ensure that the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud, I carried them with me. Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out the cell doors was simple. And that's when Rocky ran up and jumped on me.
That must be the moment the security camera captured. I see. Could you add that to your testimony?
Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out of the cell doors was simple. Well, we're probably gonna need to hear why it was so simple.
Hold it! Getting out the cell door was simple, you say?
Probably because he stole the keys.
Yeah. Compared to going through the tunnel, it was very simple.
You inhabit a prison, yet you seem to know the layout of the detention center quite well.
What's so wrong about that? Sure, I've been to the detention center too.
In that case, you should have known about it from the start. When Knightley was in his cell, the door would have been locked, which means there was one piece of evidence Elber needed to escape.
The keys. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to present them there, though. Let's keep pressing for now.
Hold it! When did you first realize he was following you?
When I got out of the tunnel, just when I thought I'd pull it off. Damn!
Did you notice anything when you entered the tunnel?
He wasn't there at the time. I knew he would follow me if he was around. This is my chance, I thought. Just my luck. Damn it.
Honestly, he should have just, like, carried Rocky on his chest and pretend it was, like, a big gut or something. He really, like, if he would have done that, he probably would have gotten caught.
Such harsh words. Poor Rocky.
I can't help it. Today was his fault too. Just like yesterday, always clinging on to me.
Oh, but he's so cute. I was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell.
Hold it! You didn't consider just making a run for it?
I would have if I could, but the mud would have given me away.
You know what, actually, Paper Question and Idle Lamau, since you guys know a lot about the series, and I've been wondering this, do you guys know what country this is? Is it supposed to be America, or Japan? Like, I really can't... Do they ever specifically say? Because I really can't get the thing, since it seems that the laws take some inspiration from both Japanese and American law.
It's not like I'd get another chance like this.
Japanifornia, okay. Neo Old Tokyo. Oh no, what's it called, like in Big Hero 6? San Fran Tokyo. Something like that.
So, I had to proceed with caution.
In the end, he was exposed by his own bear.
A good number of made-up countries. Yeah, but I don't think that... I'd never noticed that they specifically say what country they're in at the moment. They're talking about, like, other countries, like Zhangfa. They confirm in the latest title saying LA. Oh, really? But is it just the latest title in LA, or all of the... Actually, yeah, with like the circus and TV show studio case. Oh, it's legit called Japanifornia? I thought that was a joke. Localization leader calls it Japanifornia too. But in the Japanese title, it's called LA. It's a cute little headcanon. So LA, yeah, LA actually kind of works with this, especially with all the, you know, quirkiness of the game, since a lot of weird shit happens in LA. Interesting. Okay, so it's either Japanifornia or LA.
It's possible that Elbert met Knightley before he died. I should listen to his testimony carefully and review the evidence.
Okay. So he said that it was simple. And I'm thinking about the keys, maybe. I'm not sure. It's not really an objection, but... Do we have anything proving that the doors were locked or something? Not really. Just the keys, so... I'm gonna try this. I'm not very positive about it, but I'm gonna give it a try. DGS takes place in Great Britain. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Is the latest title the one in Japanifornia? Is it actually... like, is it the only one that happens there, or does it confirm that the entire series happens in LA, or Japanifornia? LA is basically an area quite influenced by Japanese culture, so I think it works. Really? I've never been to LA, but if you say so. Yeah, and I don't know, not just the Japanese culture, like a lot of things about this, the kind of work, again, like I said, being so extravagant, I think, also works with LA. And the fact that they have a circus, that they have a jail that lets convicts play with animals, the fact that there was one case in there are sidekicks, that they, and the case in the TV show studio too. All of that kind of really feels LA-ish. Okay, so let's try this. Objection!
You say it was simple getting through the cell door?
Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? Huh?
DGS hasn't been localized. Okay. A game in a different country could be fun, though.
Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How did you intend to unlock the cell door?
J. Elbert, you had the key to Knightley's cell. As you can just infer that the whole series revolving around Phoenix Miles take place in LA, Japanifornia. Whenever I search Ace Attorney OST, it literally not a single Spirit of Justice track appears in the suggestions, but Dual Destinies does. Okay. Well, I don't know anything about Spirit of Justice, really. Since I'm also trying to avoid spoilers.
I ain't got nothing like that. That's it. It was open. I was already locked when I got there.
Objection!
Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why, at the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then.
Looking at DDOST, I mean AJ is included. Apollo Justice is included. Okay.
The plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. The video shows it.
Yes, that was during the animal show, before Knightley's death was known. The cell door was locked because no one knew he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible.
That means... It can't be.
It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is... J. Elbert, you were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you?
There we go. Popped up under the bed.
The guard, in Knightley 2, in order to steal the cell key.
It wasn't me. I don't know any Knightley.
Objection! After stealing the key, you returned to your cell as a precautionary measure. Then, you waited for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant.
What Ace Attorney games have I played? I might not remember all the names that are in the list on my Twitch page. But I think it was the first three. The first one, Justice for All, and I always forget the name of one. But they're all written down on the page under completed games. Let me... What comes after Justice or before? Trials and Tribulations, maybe. I'm not positive. I always get the names kind of mixed, but I think it was like Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3. I mean Phoenix Wright 1, 2, and 3, and obviously Miles Edgeworth 1.
That was just before Knightley's death became known. In other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky.
Hold it. Don't screw with me. If you don't have evidence, I'll still win by decision. Besides, it was that Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right?
Objection! I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell.
Shit, I'm not positive. I think maybe the bumps on his head? That kind of solves that. Oh, maybe the blood. Yeah, I haven't played Apollo Justice yet. That's true. Shit, I don't know if it's the wiped floor. Oh, so I haven't played Trials and Tribulations? Okay. Like I said, I get the names mixed up a lot. So it's either that or the bumps on his head. I think the small bruises on his head. I'm gonna try that. Oh, so Trials and Tribulations I did play, since it's the third. So it's the one after the... yeah, I played 3 games. And then I played Miles Edgeworth 1, since I asked him, it was requested, and I asked him, people said that there are no spoilers for the Phoenix Wright series. Okay, let me try this. Take that!
Does this really prove it?
Shit, it doesn't.
Of course. If you say so, then I get the feeling he was definitely the victim. Overruled. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this evidence proves nothing. Huh? Really? I knew that.
Shit. Ugh. It's not easy to fool Judge Courtney. I have to remember the state of Knightley's cell. Yeah, I hate that they spell it out for me when I know when I had 2 options. I have to show what happened between those 2.
As I thought, you don't have proof, do you?
I do. Fuck off. Okay, so it's the blood. Take that! And actually, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop right here, since I'm already 4 minutes past, and like I said, I got work tomorrow, gotta get some sleep. I'd love to keep going, but I'm sorry, I just can't. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. I had a great time today. I really enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys as well. I'll be back, well, not tomorrow, but I'll be back on Wednesday, same time as today. Pay attention that it's not, for most people, I think it's not the regular time, especially Americans, since daylight savings was over last night for me. So it might be a bit different. So check the schedule to see what time is it locally for you. I'll update it real soon. There's 11 Ace Attorney games. Actually, yeah, when you think about all the other ones, it makes sense. Yeah, okay. And no, I haven't played Danganronpa 3. I played 1 and 2, but not 3. So I'll be back on Wednesday, same time as today, but you better check the schedule to see what time is it for you locally with all the time savings thing. Of course, you can, as we all know, you can already choose what game I'm going to play after this. Right now, leading in the poll is, I think, Valhalla. But you can still vote and request a new game, vote for something else. Even if you vote, you can always edit your vote. The link to the poll is on my Twitch page, and in Twitch chat, you can also just write !poll. And oh, we're near the end, or part 1 of the end. Oh, you were joking. Okay, never mind. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you can just write !poll and vote. And of course, if you enjoyed the stream, please feel free to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Steam to get notifications when I start, so you don't miss it. And on Twitch and YouTube to watch my past broadcasts of this and other games. So that's it. See ya later, Idle Mao. There might be another stream real soon over on Safe State Heroes. So you can check that site out as well. And that's it. So again, thank you guys for helping me out. Thank you guys for keeping me company and helping me have fun. And I really hope that you have a great week. And I hope to see all of you guys soon. So take care, guys, and Marco.